Wait outside, please.
Me.
Move. You have failed to report to the Guard of National Immigration.
Guys, take it easy.
Hold on.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Please, please, she's a small child.
Aisha, what led you to seek protection?
You want me to say more?
If you can.
I just asked so much questions.
Aisha, there's a letter there for you.
Where is this? You can't move me. I have my job here. My solicitor is here.
I'm sorry.
I watched the film yesterday, which was quite an experience. Someone asked me earlier, did you like it? And it's like, well, yes, I liked it because it's beautifully filmed and tremendously acted, but it's such a harrowing and very personal, I think, story that it's hard to come away from a film saying, like, you liked it, right?
Yeah.
And I was wondering, when you were approached, when this project kind of came to you, how do you balance finding joy in your work with telling these stories that are deeply painful?
Excellent question. Man, I feel for me the joy comes from finding projects that will provoke emotion, that will provoke you to think and provoke you to feel. I think that's where my joy comes from. And yeah, the topics of this film are very heavy, but that's the beauty of cinema. It's the opportunity to give a voice to the voiceless through cinema, through storytelling. And I feel for me, my joy definitely is felt when someone says it made them feel something. And if I could do that, then I love it, you know.
That's a success.
Yeah, it's a success.
I think what this film does so well is, obviously, I think a lot of the times when films try to tackle the sort of banal evil of bureaucracy, it's very like Kafka and it's very hard and a lot of gray, and you end up with this kind of like communist almost feeling. And what this film does is makes it so much more immediate and intimate. The bureaucracy is right there for her, for Aisha, throughout the whole film. And approaching that as obviously we all deal with bureaucracy in our lives, but this is life or death, this is real kind of high stakes.
Yeah.
When you enter those scenes where you're confronting this kind of, there's a dehumanization in that bureaucracy, how do you hold on to the humanity of that character? Because she's got such a core of humanity when she's confronting all this bureaucracy. How do you manage that?
I feel like I manage it by just listening internally to the voices that was planted in my system when I was doing the research. And it's like, though there's a difficult obstacle, there's still a human being that I'm representing, and that human being comes first, you know, and the way that they navigate through this obstacle comes first. And I think for me, it's not about forcing the audience members to take sides or anything like that. It's about just telling the truth. And sometimes the truth is, when it's raw, you could feel it and it cuts through. It cuts through anything. So for me, I try to balance that difficulty by just feeding myself internally with the truth, with people's stories, with their voices, with interviews, with the material, with studying the script and just allowing that to flow through, so that the complexities and the challenges of this story, it's left with you as the audience members to try and work it out and figure it out. But
because she's not feeling all those, she's in the moment.
Yeah, she's just in it, and she's just existing and living in that moment. And it's for you to sit and make, just see it on the screen and be like, this is crazy, like whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting because a lot of the times we like to individually think of ourselves as being good people, right? Yeah. And I think a lot about what it means to seek asylum, right? And we think of the thing everyone always talks about is like Anne Frank, right? And Anne Frank was denied a visa, right? And I think people forget that we are all part of this system that sets itself up to make it difficult for people who need help. And I think that was one of the things that I took away most from the film, was like, how do you get people on your side? It was painful to watch her intersect with people who didn't see her humanity. And I thought that it's just, I mean, you get emotional thinking about it. But for you, this, obviously, you're living that as this character. How do you step away from that and then go back to being Letitia?
Very hard, because each character that I play or represent, shall I say, they stay with you, you know, and their stories live with you. And because we did so much extensive research of real people's stories to combine together to create the world of Aisha and the character of Aisha, you step away knowing that there's still people in the system, you know. So for me, I tried to step away and then find ways in which in my own personal life I can be of positive contribution. And then as an artist, I know that that's a beautiful platform, and I try to select work that feels connective, and gives a voice to those who feel voiceless. And this is one of those opportunities. So it's hard to separate because you care, and you should never do something that you don't care about. But I'm proud of the film because it does provoke you to ask. It does provoke you as an audience member to say, how am I helping in society? You know, how can I be of help to situations like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting the wrap notification, so I'm going to end it there.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you had great questions.
Thank you very much. It was, I mean, the film really makes you ask those questions,
Thank
right?
you.
So.